than this.
1, 2, 3.
Fluids repellent.
If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd eat all the bananas. I'd run around the house always in my pajamas. If I were a monkey, I'd want to buy some toys, because I am a very cool boy. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If we were all monkeys, we'd hang from the rafters. We could flee south, we don't get lashes. If we were all monkeys, we'd climb to the top and we'd jump to this ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we're having some major technical difficulties here tonight, here on the stream. But I guarantee you, if you wanted to see my face right now, I wish you could. But we are here for Bathurst, and it is round 4 of the Supercars Championship here at Simsational TV. My name is Zach O'Reilly. I will be your host and commentator for the evening tonight. My goodness gracious me, are we excited. This is qualifying for a 4-hour special coming your way here. And that is going to be tomorrow live here on Simsational TV from 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Keep it in the books. I give you the hot tip. My goodness gracious me, it's going to be incredible to see what is going on there tomorrow. But it is all where it counts tonight. We have got 35 drivers at least here in the qualifying session ready to go. And it is going to be on like Donkey Kong here tonight. I wish to goodness gracious me that the Zoom was working tonight. My OBS has just decided not to work, so you cannot see my beautiful head there. But you can see a beautiful example of our calendar coming up. We've got Sepang in round 5, Pukekohe, Sonoma and Brands Hatch, all coming your way over the next 8 weeks here for Simsational TV and AK Racing. But without further ado, let's get into it. We have got a team race tonight, or teams qualifying tonight, and also in the team standings by Jingos. It is on like Donkey Kong here. Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Project 4 sitting proud at the top at the moment. Alex McEwen and Nick Mello are sitting there in Project 4 Racing. Senator Fed Motorsport of Fabian Fitness and Matt Cotter in second. Monster Energy Racing of Brandon Pierce and James Claypole in third. And then you've only got a couple of guys really tight there between 4th, 5th and 6th. MBR, Marshall Brothers Racing of Harley and Jesse Rangiart. And then we've got Chocolate Moose Racing on 523 with fully undergraduate championship motorsport racing in 7th place. AC Karting, Mobile One Racing and Rangiart will round out your top 10. We're on for a qualifying session here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and it is nearly about to get underway here. So that means we're about to go racing. And here we are. We are on like Donkey Kong here. It is time to get out of the server because it is completely lagged out. How fantastic is that? Just what we didn't want to see here tonight. Let's get out of that and go back to the studio, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep flying over what we need to fly over here. It's cracking to see all these cars on track, but the driver standings is getting tight at the top here. in the grand scheme of things. I'll give you the hot tip. Have a look at this if you don't mind. You have got Alex McEwen and Nick Mallow, team 1 and 2, very, very close together on 615 and 568 points respectively. Then you've got Matt Cotter, Brandon Pearce, and Monster Energy Racing ready to go there in 3rd and 4th. It's awesome to see. Lachlan Grant 5th, Scotty Garrick 6th, James Claypole 7th, Marshall in 8th, Andre Elliott 9th, Fabian Fitness in 10th, and then from everyone else below that, you got Marsden Ferguson of the younger Fergos, Barton, Cook, Schmeld, Marshall, Pine, Betts, McFadden, and Nielsen round out your top 20. And then we crack on here to the rest of the grid. We've got from 20th down to everyone in sundry. We've got 21st. We've got the older of the Fergusons, 21st. Hanley, O'Connor, Mitchell, Cicluna, Tam, Cosmoricus, Waters, Hughes, Bananarama, or Banachek, as you say, Chris Eckert, Roddy Sharp, Phil McKenzie, Dave Lacono, Bink Adams, Brian Pitt, Riley Price, John Brown, Rick Zack, and Bernie Rasley. Round out your top 40, and it keeps going. That's how many races we've had this year. Turby, Daniel, in Dax Daniel himself, Bink Adams, Jason Douglas, Duff, Nielsen, Trigglebank, Park, Rick Zack, Ryan Colmer, Chris Pinkney, and Benny Aspen. Round out everything that you need to go off. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be exciting because I think with everyone in sundry here, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens tonight for the qualifying session. And without further ado, we're going to get straight to it here. And I will be back in just a hot second with qualifying coming your way here at Simsational TV for 8K Racing. Don't go anywhere. Time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go racing, or qualifying if you want to put it that way. We're at Mt Panorama, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a absolute rip snorter. We've got 6.2 Ks. We've got 182 metres of elevation change, if you don't mind. From start to finish, as you go up across the mountain, 23 turns. And the qualifying format tonight is 30 minutes of desperate qualifying to get into the top 10. I'll tell you what, that's going to be intense. With the top 10 shootout coming right after that, that will be a one-lap dash. As we all know, that is going to be exciting stuff, that's for sure. One-lap dash, get the best lap you can possibly get in here at around Mt Panorama, and that'll set you up for the grid tomorrow for the Enduro. Fastest in practice is GT3 times, if you don't mind. Matt Cotter, turn it up, son. That is just incredible stuff. I'm not sure how the hell he does that around Bathurst, but it is his favourite track, and he loves it. He absolutely froths it. I'll give you the hot tip. So good on Matthew Cotter from getting from where he was in a ZB Commodore. He's driving an FGX now, if you don't mind. So we'll see where he goes. But I'll tell you what, qualifying has just ticked off. And it is ready to go. We have ticked over into the 30-minute mark. So let's get cracking onto the screen. My goodness gracious me, this is going to be exciting stuff. And without further ado, we have got Dave Lacona on field at the moment doing his first warm-up lap, if you don't mind, around the circuit. This is going to be interesting stuff, I guarantee you. With a lot of drivers having an absolute rip snorter of a battle. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong for the rest of the night. I guarantee you. We've got cars off already, sitting around doing absolutely nothing. I'm not too sure what the hell's going on there, but nonetheless, it is happening here. I'll give you the hot tip. These gentlemen are not racing for anything but sheep stations tonight here in the qualifying session. It's on right as we speak. And I'll tell you what, this guy here, Alex McEwen, he's going to have an absolutely dead-set, sensational solo time tonight, I would say. His teammate, Nick Mallow, is going to be on track at some stage, unless they've chosen each other and say, you can do qualifying, son, because it is teammates. And there are main drivers, and there are main races, and this guy is one of them. As I said before, I am Zach O'Reilly. Chris Munro, you can see, he's crossed out because he's decided not to come tonight. And other things are more important than commentating. I'm not too sure what it is. I can guarantee, I can tell you what it is. Much love is around for Chris Munro here at Simsational TV. He is gigging tonight, 5.5 hours away from the commentary position, so I forgive him. But he'll be back tomorrow. Don't you worry about that. For our racing event, it's going to be fantastic to see everyone have a good crack tomorrow. That's going to be fun to commentate for the next 4 hours. And I'm excited for qualifying tonight, that's for sure. And what are we going to see at the top of the charts? We're going to see Fabian Fitness up there, I reckon. We're going to see Nathan Hughes. We're going to see Alex McEwen up there. Claypole is going to be up there as well. Jason McFadden, Brian's cousin, also should have an absolutely sensational time tonight, I reckon. He's going to have a good crack for the next 26 minutes to get a time on board. But Alex McEwen is looking on song at the moment. He's having a rip snorter of a time around here. He was about second or third in practice for the whole session. So don't worry about him. He will be coming back with flying colours. I guarantee you that. And it'll be great to see him sitting around in somewhere in the top 10, I reckon, is where he's going to sit. But let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. We've got no car sound apparently on the stream, so I'm going to try and fix that as we go and see what we can do in the grand scheme of things. I'm not too sure how I can do that at the moment, but we will find out if there is a way to do it. Let's see if we can get some car sounds up. No, still not working. Still not working, but Alex McEwen's gone across the line and posted a 2:01.8 at the moment. That is incredible. 2:01.9, sorry. James Claypole right behind him with a 2:02.4, so about half a second at the moment between the top two drivers. And then we've got Andrew Ferguson in that beautiful Valvoline Volvo circulating around at the moment. He is looking on song tonight, is the older of the Fergos with the younger one right behind him in Jack Ferguson. That is a cool looking livery, the AC karting. I'm not too sure how they negotiate those liveries in the Fergo household. I reckon one guy says, I'll just create one and stiff shit, mate. I'm going for the other one. And that's exactly what happens in the grand scheme of things. So I reckon the old Fergmeister is having a good crack tonight in Jack Ferguson. We'll see where he sits at the moment. They all have a good crack. And Ron Marshall is in the chat. Good to see Julian Fitness, one of the fitness fans, I guarantee you as well. And Ronald Marshall saying Jesse is the one in the box tonight for qualifying. So let's have a look at him while we're speaking of him. Here he is, Jesse Marshall. Let's see how he gets around the circuit here with a bit of an onboard show. And he's just pointed in beautifully there, just easing it across the top of the mountain here at the moment into the great section. Beautiful double left-hander. And Jesse's just using as little track as he possibly can just to get a bit of a hold on it all at the moment to come across the top of the mountain into Skyline and down into the curves, into the S's as they call them here, and then through the Dipper. It's a cracking place to be. This is steep as hell in bloody real life. I'll give you the hot tip. These guys don't know what is going on in the Simsational TV land because it looks steep here on track, and I guarantee it's twice as steep on the inside. But Jesse Marshall doing a fantastic job here at the moment, looking absolutely gracious behind the wheel. And it's good to see the younger of the Marshalls having a good dip tonight around Bathurst and Mt Panorama. You'll get up to a top speed here of about 301 kilometres an hour as you fly down Conrod Straight, coming into the hard braking zone. Brake at about 200 metre board and hard on the anchors down into second gear. And Jesse Marshall's doing a good job at the moment, keeping it all on track at this point in time. So good to see him having a good crack. This guy, Fabian Fitness, is an absolute weapon. He is a quick lapper. I give you the hot tip. He was in the 2 minutes as well, and he's a teammate of Matt Cotter. So Matt Cotter has decided to sit out tonight. It's qualifying for now, and see where Fabian can put the car. He's not going to do it doing that off the circuit. He's not going to get in the top 10 doing that. He's in 7th at the moment with 205s, but Fabian's got to get his eye in at the moment because Alex McEwen still has not been knocked off the top standings at the moment. And Nathan Hughes, whack, just goes straight into the 202s with a 202.988. Fantastic driving there from Nathan Hughes in the 202.9s. That's quick in any grand scheme of things, that's for sure. And that Pertec livery just takes me back to the mid-2000s with Marcus Ambrose flying around and antagonising the rest of the field. And I hope Nathan Hughes can do that tomorrow in the Pertec liveried Falcon for the big dance. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong between the three, everyone in Sundry, I guarantee you that. It's all on here for 10th place tonight is where we're looking. That's the main event. But if you can get yourself up the grid and stick out of the riffraff at the back of the field, that's also a positive. It's also a positive. That's what we want to see. And I reckon if you're sitting in 20th or more, Nathan Hughes just hits the wall there. Geez, that was close. And that if you're in 20th or above, you could be in for a rough time coming lap 1, T1. But that's not what we want to see here. It's a long race tomorrow, 4 hours. And I'll guarantee you with those guys sitting around looking at the timesheet at the moment, it's sitting there between 10th to 15th. They're probably going to be pretty happy with themselves. In Lacono, Betts, Cook, Nielsen and Clayton Waters. Let's go to Clayton Waters because this is a cool looking livery. It's a split livery, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a look at it here, we've got the Ghost on one side and then we've got Mango Loco on the other side. That is pretty cool. That reminds me of the Formula One drivers from, I think it was British American Racing back in the day, just having a good crack. And that is fantastic to see. They're soldiering on, that's for sure, with Bosch and Edge sort of powering up there. We've got Century Batteries, we've got Tyre Plus, Monster Energy, and Autobahn just sitting there beautifully. But that is going to be cool. Clayton Waters will be on tonight, I reckon. He wanted to have a good time on the circuit at the moment. Dave Lacono, though, is sitting in 10th at the moment. Oh, now he's just been bumped back to 11th. 205.2 for him at the moment. That's going to be cool. And then we've got some movers and shakers. James Claypole's come back into the pits after a server disconnection we just saw there. And he'll be still sitting in second place. Don't you worry about that. Fabian Fitness has got his eye in. Don't you worry about that. He has found himself in the 203.5s. I know he can do a 201 something. So let's see what we can do here for Fabian Fitness because this is important for himself in Matt Cotter tomorrow. Flying around the field, they want to be somewhere up the pointy end to stick out of all the mess into in the first lap and just get some clean air and circulate very, very nicely. These guys will be having an absolute rip snorter of a race when it comes to the grand scheme of things. And I guarantee you these few drivers will be having an absolute hell of a time at some point with some black markers tomorrow, some blue flags, some lap cars, you name it. But there's going to be everything. Safety cars, you name it. That's going to be there tomorrow. I'll give you the hot tip. Brian's cousin has just put it into the top 10. So he's fine. He's in the pits. He's happy with that. Benny Asplin is having a good crack. He's now in 10th, 204.6. What a drive from him at the moment in the VF Commodore. The Holden Lions Mobile One Racing. That's a cool looking livery too. That used to be run by Lachlan Grant. He has gone and teleported into the grandstand. That's not where you want to be. Phil Dalton on the track in the FGX, repping some of the Falcons around here at the moment. Phil Dalton doing a great job. Bottle Falcon livery, looking good for him. That's where we'll see where he can put it in the grand scheme of things. Sitting inside the top 10 at the moment with 203.9, and that's sitting pretty at the moment for the top 10 shootout. Don't you worry about that. It's going to be intense and on song. I'll give you the hot tip with all these guys. But dead set in the fair dinkum department, these guys are the best of the best here at AK Racing. You don't get many entrants who are serious about doing 4-hour races, and these guys have committed that tomorrow. So don't you worry. You're going to see quality tomorrow. And speaking of quality, the windscreen, Ian O'Brien, the sole Merc on the field, and that is a cracking looking Merc. Look at that livery. That looks fantastic. Fast House and a bit of Simsational TV sponsorship on there as well for the windscreen on the back quarter panel. Thank you very much. He's going to peel into the pits here, but that is a hot-looking Mercedes-Benz. Still the best car out there, I reckon, in my opinion, in terms of the handling department. But nonetheless, here we're looking. Where are we sitting at the moment? We are sitting pretty for Alex McEwen, that's for sure. He's having a good time sitting out in front. 201.814. No one's pipped him at the moment for qualifying. No one's even got close. We only got about half a second between himself, and he's up on his personal best here. But, geez, that was hairy coming over the top into turn 5. That was some awesome stuff to see. Pushing a balls to the wall, and he's up a 10th still here at the moment. Not with that sort of behaviour. He's lost a 10th a second just crossing over onto the grass there, coming over the top of the mountain and through the S's into the dipper, coming right up here. He's 2 tenths down now, so Alex McEwen's going to have to find some time. I think he's just about to back out. He's half a second off, but that is a cool looking livery itself. Look at that, the Polaroid liveried VF Commodore. That's taken me back to the Volvo days of the ATCC. That's for sure for Alex McEwen, and he's pulling out of this one. He's going to have another crack. Good 6 tenths down on where he is, but where is Andrew Ferguson on track? Here he is. He's coming up the back of the younger of the Fergos there, just getting out of the way politely there. There's Jack Ferguson, not even wanting to give the old man a bit of a slipstream down the back straightaway. Could have said the suck then, but that would have looked a bit hairy there on the stream if we said something like that. But my goodness gracious me, Fergo is going good 7/10 off his personal best. So maybe an outlap for him at the moment in the Volvo. Those Volvos sound fantastic, I guarantee you that. Sorry about the sound too, ladies and gentlemen. The OBS is just not playing with me tonight. I'm not too sure what's going on. Well, I'll see if I can get the sound back for the V8 Supercars in the grand scheme of things for the top 10 shootout between sessions here. So with 17 minutes to go, I hope you can put up with me and my voice for the next 17 of those minutes coming right your way here at Simsational TV. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. Chris Eckert is having a great time at the moment, sitting pretty in 6th at the moment for himself. Look at that VF Commodore, the VIP Pet Foods livery Techno Autosport, having a good time out there at the moment. He is going to start his lap at the moment, so let's ride on board with him for a hot lap, and I'll talk you through Mt Panorama. That's what I'm going to do. We're coming into turn 1 here, and this is where it all happens at Mt Panorama at Hull Corner. We are flying up the front straightaway, and you get up to a top speed of about, I reckon, 260 odd kilometres an hour. He's going to prove me wrong here, isn't he? I guarantee he's going to prove me wrong, but let's see what we can do here. 250, 260, there we go, 263 k's an hour, slapping it into Quarry Bend. Does Chris Eckert go? This is going to be a pretty good lap for him. He's just on his personal best at the moment, flying up the hill into the cutting. And this is the important section. Break down into second gear and get the car turned in nicely there. Just a bit of understeer for Chris Eckert, but he's okay. He's still on his personal best at the moment. And this is going to look like a good run here over Griffin's Mount into Reed Park coming your way. Beautifully saddled and balanced is that VF Commodore at the moment of Chris Eckert, using all the outside curb over the grade section as well. This is Sulman Park coming your way. Duck it in, nearly hug all the inside curb as you can, up over McPhillamy and into Skyline here. This is a fantastic run. Look at this, down the mountain for Chris Eckert, sliding that car beautifully, pointing it where he needs to, nailing all the apexes. Here is Chris Eckert through the S's into the Dipper and now into Forest Elbow. This is the very, very important part of the circuit. You don't get a good run out of here, you are going to get absolutely tormented down the straight. That is Conrad, if you don't mind. And he is going to be flying here as Chris Eckert, just a little bit down. He couldn't be more than a bee's dick away from his personal best here for the qualifying session in Chris Eckert. He is right on the money, and that is consistent if you look at that. So his best is a 203.9. He's looking at just about a 203.9 here at the moment, coming into the chase. Breaking down to second gear, point the car in, don't hit the inside curb if you don't have to. Use all the exit, hug the inside on the right-hand side. Use the exit curbs, which he has done just a little bit too much, but he's found a 10th here as Chris Eckert. Oh, he's pulled out of the lap. Well, if that's not a commentator curse for anything in sundry, I don't know what is, but that was still on like Donkey Kong there for Chris Eckert as he pulls into the pits, and he will be looking to improve. He's got some time in him. And let's go back here to Nathan Hughes in 4th. At this point in time, 202.9. Where is anyone going to challenge Alex McEwen at the front? I just can't see it at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Give us your predictions in the chat. By goodness gracious me, these guys are flying out in front with 202s. We've got a lot of 203s and a lot of 204s there sitting on the qualifying time tower. So keep that in mind, because that is relative to the pace that they will be tomorrow. It's generally about a 2-second difference between the soft and the super soft tyre. They are running the super soft tyre at the moment. So if you're looking at their average race pace versus their qualifying pace at the moment, that is just plus 2 seconds on top and you'll be about there. So pace is relative, but let's have a look and see what we can do in the grand scheme of things. Let's see what Nathan Hughes can do and get himself all around that that we can get around Mt Panorama here. I've got a message here. It's basically do or die here. And it looks like Maffey, our race director, has given us an option to relaunch the server because we're getting disqualifications for crashes or anything that comes in the server that is out of fuel, and people are getting disqualified from qualifying. So I think what we're going to do is I think Maffey is going to reset the server. And we're going to have another crack here at qualifying with 15 minutes to go, halfway through. And we might do what we do best here at Simsational TV and come back to you with some qualifying. And we'll start all over again if the Mathmeister, is our race director here at AK Racing, is going to press the go button on there. And we'll find out, because we'll see soon whether cars start teleporting into the sky and off into the oblivion. But at the moment, Hayden Cook's still circulating around very, very nicely. He's having a good crack. That is a very, very cool looking Volvo. That is a cigarette paper, if you don't mind, livery in the Marlboro. And I love that livery. Let's have a quick squiz at that as he drives around, up around over the mountain. That is a Brocky-inspired livery. Holden dealer team. It should be VDT if you ask me, Volvo dealer team. But that's where he sits in the grand scheme of things. Hayden Cook is in 10th on the timing tower, probably a bit further back at the moment. But for now, it looks like the server is still running. It's still going. Bit hard to commentate when you just don't know what's going to happen here. But Real Penalty has done the business, and that is not good for a car to be sitting in the middle of the track in the Frenchman himself. I don't even know how to say it. I'm going to say Maisonneuve, and let's just run with that. Looks like now the server and people are coming back to the pits. They're getting disqualified, and people are leaving the server. So let's keep it to a professional level here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it professional in the grand scheme of things. Apologise for all of this to all of our 40 viewers having a look now here at Simsational TV. Qualifying session has been cancelled, and it's going to be relaunched soon. So let's get back to your condiments. Go and refill those cuppers. Go get some fresh popcorn out of the microwave. And we'll be right back here at Simsational TV and AK Racing for round 2 of qualifying, and hopefully it all works out. Real Penalty has just decided to give itself a good fingering up the bum hole, and we'll be back here with all your action here in just a few moments at Simsational TV.
All good, mate.
Alright, quali servers back up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back at it. Let's see what we can do in the grand scheme of things, and make sure that we have got some sort of qualifying session happening here. Oh, my jingos. I don't know what's going on. Not too sure what is happening on the server, but that's okay. That is perfectly fine. We don't need to. I guess. What do you say? Don't need to put any names out there or anything. It's just classic Real Penalty having a good crack. And that's where we sit in the grand scheme of things. Still can't get the game to love me. But we're out and away for qualifying here at this stage. And it is round 2. Round 2 of Wednesday Cup. Not really. It's Wednesday Cup, but this is AK Racing and the V8 Supercars. Let's have a good crack, I reckon, here for the rest of the evening, and let's see what we've got in sundry here for everyone for qualifying once more here at Simsational TV. It's going to be exciting, and I reckon these guys now, with real penalty disabled and everything having a good crack on the server issues, I think these guys now are going to be business as usual for the driver swaps, and let's see what we can do. James Claypole's the first out of the field, and he is flying along at the moment and loving every second of it. I give you the hot tip. He is having a belter out there, and I reckon with everyone having a bit of a breather there between sessions, it's going to it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Let's just leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? And I reckon what we can do is basically go forwards on the grand scheme of things and leave it for the rest of us to have a good crack on the commentary positions. And let's see if we can get some... Yes, we've got some sound back here. Look at that. Here, that V8 rumble will go along. And now Claypole is having a good crack. OBS is having a lovely time tonight. Absolutely stuffing me over. But we have got it on. And James Claypole's going to have his first crack at racing here tonight here for the qualifying session. Let's ride on board with the Iron Rod himself. Let's go for a ride around Mt Panorama. Get it all happening here. Let's see what we can do. Break T1 into Hell Corner. This is fantastic stuff. Right on the apex there, using every single bit of the track is James Claypole for his first flying lap here in qualifying. And he is flying up here at about 264 kilometres an hour. Here's James Claypole and the Iron Rod himself. And I reckon this guy is probably a dark horse with him teammate Brandon Pierce tomorrow for a podium, if not a win. And James Claypole is a quick qualifier. He gets that car on song and loves every second of it. Loving the onboard footage that we've got here for the Iron Rod, that's for sure. And he is making his way very cautiously around the cutting and getting into Griffin's Mount, over into Reed Park as we come through. Silman Park coming your way over the grate. And James Claypole's looking a little bit hairy there, just pointing the car in very aggressively, getting the car turned in. A lot of nose on this car, and the rear is just sticking at the moment for James Claypole. He'll be getting some confidence out of this for his first flying lap, that's for sure. Look at that aggression over the skyline into the S's and then through the dipper here, bang, straight in. Absolutely fantastic stuff by James Claypole, using a very, very nice rhythm here to get himself over the top section of the mountain onto the downhill into Forest Elbow. Forest Elbow now is the most important corner on the track, I would say, for any overtaking moves, because you can't overtake across the mountain unless you're very brave. And Claypole is doing an absolutely sensational job here. Looking at a top 10 shootout will be him. That's exactly what we're wanting for the Iron Rod. And I guarantee you, with everything happening here for the Iron Rod, slamming that brake on, getting it down into second gear, and I reckon with that sort of lap time at the moment, this could be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where it puts it on the grand scheme of things. It could also just be a banker, but he's coming down to that 1 minute 56 lap. He has got at least 6 seconds before he gets around the corner to slap it into a 202 something, I would say, a 202.5. Bang! That is a fantastic drive there from James Claypole. He will be frothing that sort of behaviour. I'll give you the hot tip. And that was classic driving there from James Claypole in the Donut King livery. But he's been pipped already by no other than Alex McEwen with a 202.157. That's a good 3/10 away from where he was in the false qualifying session, we'll call it. And he's doing a very fine job by sticking his car on top. Andrew Ferguson's done a great job sitting in third at the moment with a 2:03.3. The times are starting to tumble now and get back into rhythm here for the timing tower. Nathan Hughes is into fourth, Fabian Fitness in fifth, Jack Ferguson sixth, and Phil Dalton in seventh, Chris Eckert eighth, and Andre Elliott ninth, and Dave Lacono in 10th. That is pretty damn cool, if you ask me, for a top 10 at the moment. The funeral director, Nielsen, will be wanting to get in there Hayden Cook will also want to be in there. The chef, the original chef, Gordon Ramsay's love child, is sitting in 12th. The beer man guy, Duff, Brody Moore is sitting there. I think it's Brody Moore. God, I hope I got his name right. Is sitting there. It is Braden Moore. He's sitting in 14th. John O'Brien, a football player, pretending to be someone else, is sitting in 14th, but he's just been done by Banana Rama, who's come into 14th. So he's relegated down to 16th place. Jimmy Park, the elder statesman, in 17th. And then bang goes Benny Asplin. He's having an absolute belter of a time at the moment. Sitting in 10th with a 2:05.1, he's pipped Lacono by about just under a tenth. That's about 6/100ths of a second, if you don't mind. They're having a good crack at the moment. Is Benny Asplin. He's found the rhythm here in the VF Commodore. Bit of a specialist around Bathurst in that VF, he says himself. So it's good to see him having a good dip around Mt Panorama. Jack Ferguson, the younger statesman of the Ferguson household, flying around here with a 2:04 dead, basically, in the AC Karting liveried Volvo. This is going to be exciting for him. He will be having an absolute belter of a time tonight in qualifying. Hopefully he can stick it within the top 10 shootout and keep it in 6th place, and even better from there at the moment. So he's going to be starting another flying lap here, I would say, is Jack Ferguson. We might just have a squiz on board to see how the Volvo is behaving around Mt Panorama, and it's looking pretty good so far out of Hell Corner. What they call it, Hell Corner, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what's coming for you as you raise yourself all the way up the mountain here. Nothing but hell over the top if you get it wrong. You can do a Chaz Mostert and absolutely slap it harder into the wall. Oh, then, I don't know, then bloody excavator just doing its best impression of a demolition derby into a concrete building. Not very fun at all if you do so. Jack Ferguson's got a very nice line into there. That was some hairy stuff on the exit, but very, very nice. Hugging in, using all of the circuit he possibly can to get the car pointed in and nosed in nicely over the top. And Reed Park is looking very nice. Over the grade into Sulman Park coming your way. Then in McPhillamy is the next bit. We're loving this section. The cars dance over those bumps, and the Volvo is looking very settled at the moment. Hugs all the inside of the curbage. Just uses that left-hand side ripple strip to point the car into the right direction. Through the S's into the dipper. Straight across the tarmac there is Jack Ferguson. He's 6/10 up on his personal best, which is a 2:04.021, but the predicting time is not doing a very good job here on the timing tower. Might need to do some R&D on that sort of stuff at the moment, but he's still 4/10 up on the personal best. I'm not sure what that's going to do in the grand scheme of things, but we'll see what happens for Jack Ferguson as he flies down the back of Conrad Straight. 297, 298 kilometres an hour, just under the 300, slaps it down in the second gear. Car's pointed in beautifully there. He's got the hang of this Volvo at the moment. It's Jack Ferguson. He's putting in some hours as Jack. It's great to see this kind of driving from himself. Loving every moment of this. Coming into the final turn here, and this will see where he puts himself on the grand scheme of things. It's going to be a 2:03 something, 2:03.4 for Jack Ferguson, and not enough to pip off the old man, but not far away at all. Only a tenth and a little bit for Jack Ferguson to pip the old man in Andrew Ferguson for now. Fabian Fitness, however, is struggling. He's hasn't got any better on the timing tower than what he should be. He should be up there in the top two, I reckon, at the moment. But the biggest story I would say here that's going through Fabian Fitness' mind is the pace of James Claypole. Look at that, a 2:01.943, and we are still 21 minutes left in this session. By jingos, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong here for everyone in Sundry. These guys are not messing around, and he's just got a bit of a hairy sort of situation there for Jack Ferguson getting away from Fabian Fitness. That hasn't hurt him too much. He's only a tenth down at the moment, is Fabian. Where's this going to put him on the grand scheme of things as it comes across into the top section of the mountain, coming into McPhillamy? We're flying away across Sulman Park here at the moment. Sulman Park's gone into Skyline, sorry. Dips the car in. That Monster Energy Falcon looking brilliant at this point in time. Just a bit of dancing across the ripple strip there. Gets it pointed in nice. He's found himself a tenth of a second there as Fabian Fitness. So this is good driving from his personal best. He's looking to get into the 2:02s. I guarantee you that is some hairy stuff as well. Bloody hell, that is close to the wall as he navigates his way around the Forest Elbow. This is the Conrad Straight, ladies and gentlemen. see what Fabian Fitness can do. He's a 10th and a half up at the moment on his personal best. Good to see what he's sitting in the grand scheme of things. I'm loving seeing what we can do here on the AK Racing with all the different manufacturers, if you don't mind. They're having a good crack. We've got Volvos, Mercs, Holdens, two Holdens really, Volvos, Nissans, if you don't mind. No Nissans here tonight, actually, and Mustangs and Falcons. But Fabian's just going to pull in because he's stuffed up the exit there. He's a 10th and a bit off his personal best. Not enough here for Fabian Fitness. Bit of crunch time, bit of server issues, maybe bit of setup changes, maybe an ARB tweak here or somewhere else. I'm not too sure, but looking to be somewhere better up than 5th at the moment, unless he's just seeing what the car can do on super softs for the race with 19 minutes to go. I'm not too sure, but don't worry about that. Philip Dalton is having an absolute belter of a time, sitting here in 7th place. What an absolutely cracking drive from him so far. And he has got all of the mountain in front of him to go, and I'm sure he will be there. This is also a cool livery too, if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen. Jason McFadden, the Greg Murphy special, if you don't mind. Have a look at this Volvo. That is some cool looking Kmart liveried stuff there from Jason McFadden. In 9th at the moment, 2:04.342 is his best time. He's just been bumped into 10th because now Matt Cotter has entered the server. And he's going to take over from Fabian Fitness. Fabian's nowhere on the pace department at the moment. So Matt Cotter, the guy who set the fastest lap in practice, he's coming in and having a good rip around the circuit because he can see that there is definitely a second to gain himself over the top of James Claypole sitting in first for the moment, and Alex McEwen too. So will we see some more driver swaps here from everyone in sundry once they come back in? The rule is, ladies and gentlemen, that you can driver swap between your teammates in this session. However, whoever sets the fastest lap in this session is the man to do the top 10, and that is the man who will be doing the second stint for the race. Not the first stint, the second stint. So the co-driver tomorrow is the one to start the race, and it's going to be one of those things that we see in real life, co-drivers in the box seat to start the race. Tempers are going to be flaring, our elbows are going to be out, foot flat to the floor with a bit of pedal to the metal action, and I reckon these guys are going to have a absolute fantastic time when it comes to that sort of mission tomorrow. But nonetheless, let's recap the grid at the moment. James Claypole 2:01.943, Alex McEwen a 2:02.157, Andrew Ferguson a 2:02.324, not far away from Alex McEwen if you don't mind. Jack Ferguson not even a bee's dick away from his old man in 4th. Matt Cotter is entering the server and having a good crack at the moment. So see if the times tumble from them. Look out for those two in the Falcon. Nathan Hughes in 6th. Monster Energy is looking good from Matt Cotter, but Nathan Hughes in 6th at the moment. Chris Eckert in 7th still. Phil Dalton in 8th. Benny Aspelin in 9th. And Dave Lacono showing some good pace for the top 10 at the moment in the other Falcon. The ATCM Special True Blue liveried tribute to the old Dick Johnson racing back in the 80s, I think that was for Dave Lacono. But looking good here at the moment, doing 2:04 deads. That's not slow around here either, ladies and gentlemen. For the rest of the field here in the chef, the funeral director, Clayton Waters, Guy Duff, Ian O'Brien, Mr. Moore himself, John O'Brien, Jimmy Park, Frenchman, and Jesse Marshall will be wanting to get themselves further up that time slot at the moment. And I reckon it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to just ride on board here with the chef himself, Hayden Cook, in the 05 Brocky Livery Special. Right on board. Let's see what he can do here for a lap around Mt Panorama. Turn those volumes up. We're going to get it cranking. Well, the chef has pulled out of that lap because he's got some steering damage, and not ideal in the grand scheme of things for the chef to be doing that in qualifying. He'll be wanting to get back on the horse. Speaking of getting back on the horse, Matt Cotter, I've just gone away from him. Where the hell is he? There he is. He is flying around here. Personal best at the moment is 1.5 seconds up on his PB, so he's on for a 2:01.8. Could this be pole position? It is for Matt Cotter. There is a yellow flag out on circuit at the moment, but that hasn't hampered anyone at this point in time. Matt Cotter is your new qualifying leader, and he has just pumped the Frenchman out of the way and said, get out of the way, champ. You've got to give way in qualifying. But Matt Cotter has put it on pole, so he has got a good, I reckon, second and a bit over his teammate and Fabian Fitness at the moment in the qualifying department. But that is a stellar lap. 2:01.8 is still, if you don't mind, a second off where he was in practice for the session during the week. So got a bit of time to find as Matt Cotter, but at the moment that's good enough for pole position temporarily, because we've got a top 10 shootout coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about that. That's still happening. And I reckon these guys are having a good crack. They're having an absolute crack in the Monster Energy department. Let's see what they can do in the grand scheme of things. James Claypole still in second, and he is up a personal best. He's going to pip him here. Oh, no, he's coming into the pits. James Claypole was on then to pip Mr. Cotter. He was on for a 2:01.7, and he's pulled it into the pits. What has happened to him? Where is Alex McEwen in the grand scheme of things? Is he doing an outlap at the moment? I think he might be, or he might be on for an outlap, so we'll get off him. What's Jason McFadden doing on the times? He's lighting him up at the moment. 2:02.9 predicted for Jason McFadden at the moment. Brian's cousin's going to be yelping in the grandstands. I'll give you the hot tip. And he's having a good crack at the moment. 2:02.9. This is going to bump him. It's going to bump him up a position and create that buffer between himself and Chris Eckert right behind him, if he can keep it all together at the moment. 2:03 dead, 2:02.9. That is a really good exit there from Jason McFadden. The lap of the gods livery is doing exactly that at the moment for the Volvo here at this point in time. Jason McFadden's going to come across the line here. If he can stick it together on the exit there, that is going to be a 2:03.0 for Jason McFadden. 2:03.074 to be exact for Jason McFadden. He's gapped himself 3/10 or just thereabouts between himself and Chris Eggert for fifth at this point in time. What a great drive there from Jason McFadden. That'll be confidence boosting nonetheless. Where's Nathan Hughes in the grand scheme of things? He hasn't had a good exit out of Hull Corner. He's a 10th down, but he's going to make that up, I reckon, here across the top of the mountain. Let's see what he can do. Finds that apex beautifully. Just sort of taken minuscules of time out of his personal best here, but it's the next part of the track that is very, very important as you come up the mountain through the cutting into Griffin's Mount coming across here. There's some lap traffic in front of him, but they're going to stuff his lap up completely. Yep, he's lost 0.5 of a second there for a lap traffic marker there of Jack Ferguson. Jack Ferguson was probably in the wall, I would say, or just trying to get out of the way. And he's going to have to hurry up because his old man's right behind him there, and Andrew coming through at a rate of knots. That is Bananarama getting out of the way as best as he could. Very, very good stuff there from Bananarama. But I'll tell you what, he is on, is Andrew Ferguson at the moment. In fourth, and looking very, very handy here at Mt Panorama in the Volvo. The flat plane V8 does sound very, very nice in real life. Can't get it on the Assetto Corsa mod, but in real life you really could tell when a Volvo was coming. And I think he's going to get a bit of a suck here down the back straightaway from another Volvo in front of him. So we'll see what happens there for Andrew Ferguson. But he is one of the elder statesmen here of AK Racing. Don't ever count him out for a race win or a podium if you don't mind. He's going to be there tomorrow at the pointy end, I reckon. 458% he will be there, that's for sure. But in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to qualifying, you're only as good as your one lap, but in the race, you're only as good as your 4-hour time slot. So 112 laps coming your way tomorrow, I reckon. And Andrew Ferguson will be focusing on that as he sleeps and puts his head to rest at the moment. He's going to try and beat his personal best here, is Andrew Ferguson. So we'll see where that puts him on the timing towers. Let's go back to Phil Dalton here. He is a 10th up, 2/10 up on his personal best here, 2:03.6. If he can nut it all together here, this could put him up a few places here at the moment. So 2:03.6 maybe just put him into 8th position where he's sitting. The timing tower has just decided to leave. So 2:03. 8 is still going to be in 8th place, but a better time for him at this moment. So a little bit off where he wants to be, but still within the top 10. That's where you want to be at the business end of qualifying with under 10 minutes to go. Look out. It's happening. It's all happening. And this is when the business end of the spectrum starts to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Cotter is on top with a 2:01.5, so he's getting ever closer to his personal best time in the practice session with a 2 minutes, 0.8 seconds, if you don't mind. That is a good 7/10 of a second quicker than what he's doing at the moment. Can he do it tonight? We'll find out. We've still got a yellow flag, but I think that is just the OSRW having a bit of a hissy fit. Matt Cotter having a good crack across the top of the mountain. This will be his outlap. So we'll see where he can put it. If he can improve on the timing towers. Let's look a bit back down the field. Let's look at the beer man, Guy Duff, representing AC Karting here tonight in the Volvo. A lot of Volvos on track. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sitting there at the moment here for qualifying. That is fantastic to see. And the Volvo guys generally have a bit of setup sharing, a bit of encouragement between each other, and they sort of banter and go, mate, yeah, that's good, have a good crack, yeah, all right, no worries, that sounds great, try this setup, ARB 10 instead of 9, and they tear away together. And the bit of a teamwork environment is the best place to be, and that's exactly what you get with the Volvo boys and here at AK Racing, that's for sure. We'll no love lost between. Alex McEwen's just gone bang and set a 2:01.7, so he's ever edging closer to Matt Cotter there for pole position, temporary pole position, top 10 shootout coming away, as I mentioned earlier. But he's not far off his Alex McEwen, because James Claypole with a 2:01.76 is going to be hunting down these guys too. He's in the mood at the moment, is James Claypole. His teammate Risky Pierce is cheering him on in the chat and having a really good time out there is James Claypole. He was a bit rattled before the session was the news on the wire. But nonetheless, he's doing an absolutely fantastic job here. Is James Claypole to sit himself here in the 2:01s respectively. That is a quick time. When you come to sub 2:01s, you're just in absolute alien territory in the Matt Cotter section. So we might just leave that for now and talk about other people like Andre Elliott flying around. This is a cracking time by Andre Elliott. 5th place at the moment, looking very, very good. Timing Tower loves to do different things. And it just likes to give us times, give us not times. People exit the server, people enter the server. So we just, never know when something's going to happen. But it's going to happen, I guarantee you. And it's going to happen within 6 minutes and 42 seconds time, because we will have a top 10 cemented for the next event, which is a shootout. And that is a one-lap dash, ladies and gentlemen. It's do or die. Stick around for that, because we have got a lot of drivers and all those drivers basically in the top 10 will be interviewed post their lap. So we'll get some inside information into their heads and the mind space after their laps, whether they complete it or not successfully is the big thing. There could be some trials, there could be some tribulations, there could be celebrations as well, because times may tumble and lap records will be set in the session coming your way for the top 10 shootout. But nonetheless, it is at the moment Cotter, McEwen, Claypole, Ferguson, Andre Elliott, Eckert, Hughes, Younger Ferguson, Lacono and Phil Dalton are your top 10 at the moment. So it's a bit of a Ford domination in the top 10. We've got 5 cars sitting in there at the moment, and that is looking very, very handy. 2 Holdens. Now, Holden boys better get a march on, because Lachlan Grant sitting in 11th at the moment. He has jumped into the server, and now he's going to try and set a personal best time for the team. And we'll look to see what he can do with the car itself and get it on the track and on the circuit. It's just a bit of do or die situation, does say Julian Fitness in the chat. And the Volvo boys are getting it all sorted in the chat. We've got a bit of love there from Scotty Garrett, giving the Duff man a bit of a cheer on. Pit Viper Racing giving us a bit of inside info, and sounds exactly like the Volvo driver with all their inter-team encouragement there, which is good to see. Chris Munro, the gentleman who has just decided to not pop in, somehow finds time to jump into the chat, and he's got all the time in the world to jump into the chat, but not enough time to join me in the co-commentator box. I might have to give him a bit of a shellacking tomorrow on stream, but we'll find out later what the Munro man has got up to tonight in the band department. See if he had a successful gig all those hours away here from the commentary box at Bathurst. Speaking of which, Jack Ferguson is in the hot seat. Not the commentary box hot seat, the driver's seat hot seat. And he's flying around now. He is on a hot lap here. He's a tenth and a half away from his personal best, so he's got a bit of time to find here. Now he's 3/10 away, so he's just creeping on that petering edge of maybe not even bothering with completing a lap, but he's still going to do it because track time is essential here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you the hot tip. Remember, Mt Panorama, the more practice, the more consistent you're going to get. And these guys are a testament to that in the Ferguson household. None of them will give each other an inch on track, let alone in the sim racing department. But nonetheless, Jack Ferguson sitting in 8th with a 203.441. What is he going to do in the grand scheme of things? Munro's told me to turn it up in the chat there. Still watching, still not doing much in the grand scheme of things. Probably sipping on a Chardonnay or something like that. But nonetheless, I love being here. Doesn't matter. Myself, Chris Munro, I do miss him in the commentary box. He knows I miss him. Everyone knows here at Simsational TV that I miss him. So it's going to be good to have you back tomorrow, brother. Nonetheless, Matt Cotter, 201.54. Is he going to get any better? What do you reckon in the chat? Are we going to get a better time than a 201.540? Give us a shout out. Have a good crack. Let's see what we can do in the grand scheme of things. Alex McEwen, 201.736. Now, this is interesting. He is now at just about half a tenth up on his personal best. There is nothing in here for Alex McEwen. He is fighting tooth and nail to get above Matt Cotter in the pace department for the top 10 shootout. And I reckon here, with just that, you can see on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, that timing tower just doing little intervals here, 15, minus 14, minus 13, whatever you want. That is his delta and personal best. And he has just lost a little bit of time there. He's lost 0.2 of a second just over the top of the mountain here. Can he gain it back through the S's as we fly over Skyline here into the S section and then through the dipper? I don't think he's going to get it back because Alex McEwen is very consistent unless he finds some time where he knew he stuffed it up. And loving this driving style here from Alex McEwen. Just point it, turn it, and just get on the throttle, and everything else is business. And he's 4/10 down at the moment, so another lap come here for Alex McEwen at this stage. Good half a second down on his personal best. That's about bang on what we can see, but I reckon he's going to have a good crack. And Andre Allet still in 5th place. The windscreen. He's got a few fans in the chat. Sitting in 15th place at the moment, 205.7 for the windscreen. And as I said, beautiful looking livery. Beautiful looking livery. That is a really cool looking Mercedes-Benz, using all those lines on the car's body to infiltrate that neon blue with the black background. Looking fantastic for Fast House Racing there in the windscreen himself. Hopefully his windscreen stays pretty clear tomorrow. Doesn't have as much cracks as a nudist beach by the time he's finished the race. And keep it neat, keep it mean, keep it clean. You know, Brian, we're fighting for you and we're punching for you here in the Simsational TV land, that's for sure. Only a minute to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're just thereabouts. What's going to happen? Where's Matt Cotter? He's half a second down, on his PB. This is his one last chance here to improve on a time. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Is he going to fly around and have a crack? He is. He's galloping on. He's just getting himself settled here for that last lap dash. Use the wide apex. Get the car pointed in, turn nicely. Maximum traction on the exit for the final run. Here goes Matt Cotter. We're going to ride here with him for the race. Oh, for the lap, sorry. And see what he can do around Bathurst for one last crack at the cherry to secure that top 10 place, unless Alex McEwen has something to say about it. James Claypole's giving up the ghost, if you don't mind, though. He's in the pits, 201.760. That's his time done and dusted. What is Matt Cotter going to do? He is absolutely right dead smack on his personal best time here of 201.54. Can he get it turned in? Geez, look at that aggressive turn in there for Matt Cotter. That looked absolutely barnstorming through there. He has only lost half a tenth, if you don't mind. Nothing in it. And he's still flying around here, Matt Cotter. Look at that aggression through the steering wheel. Let's have a look at what he's doing on board here for his final lap. The checker flag's out. This is it for everyone. If they haven't completed a lap yet, they're on a flyer or they're about to cross the line. That is it. Matt Cotter cannot push this car any faster at the moment. Look at the car behavior through there. That is fantastic to see. Oh my goodness, he's found some time across the top of the mountain. Oh my goodness, he is over Skyline. He's just on the teetering edge of getting a PB. Slaps it down a gear into second gear. Look at that oversteer. That was right on the teetering edge there. I think he's just overshot it there a little bit here as Matt Cotter. He's a 10th down on his PB, so not a personal best here at the moment. Sliding it in, and he's lost it completely. Matt Cotter, that's the job done for him. But I think that's solidified his pole position nonetheless. He saw the timing tower go checkered flag. Alex McEwen is in second place for 2:01.6. He did better his time there than Alex McEwen. 2:01.6 is the best he could do. Matt Cotter has secured pole position here for the top 10 shootout at Bathurst. So everyone here from 11th down at this point in time, unless Clayton Waters has something to do about it, he can't do anything about it. The windscreen's 5 seconds down. He's in the pits. Jack Ferguson is not going to improve. I don't think anyone here is on a flyer. Fergo's just about on the edge for his PB. Lachlan Grant, however, this is going to be interesting. Where is Lachlan Grant going to sit? I think it looks like his timing tower is doing weird things. Andre Elliott is the same. He's 14 seconds away from his PB. Lachlan Grant's 10 seconds away from his PB. So these guys might have just started an outlap. And I reckon that is qualifying done and dusted. Thank you very much, Mother for the Rabbits. I reckon this man here has done it. Matthew Cotter in the Monster Energy Falcon. Absolutely rip-snorting stuff from him. That is a cracking looking livery. And he has secured pole position here for now. Top 10 shootout is coming your way. Ferguson has not improved. Wow, Ferguson's just gone into the 2:01 ones with all of that. 2:01.8, sorry. Let's have a look at the official timing tower, if you don't mind. Let's get to the pointy end of the business. This is where it all officially happens. 2:01.540, Matt Cotter pole position, only a 10th behind him. Alex McEwen, only 2 tenths behind Alex McEwen. And was James Claypole. Andrew Ferguson, a cracking driver, 2:01.8, 3 tenths of a second, ladies and gentlemen, gapping your top 4 at Mt Panorama over 6.2 kilometres. That is absolutely nothing. Big gap here between our 4th and 5th. Lachlan Grant in 5th. Andre Elliott in 6th. Chris Eckert in 7th. Nathan Hughes in 8th. Jack Ferguson in 9th. Dave Lacono in 10th. He will be absolutely stoked as a goat with that. He will be so happy. And that is where these guys are for temporarily now, but permanently for the grid tomorrow. 11th place will be Johnny Slow. You know, our fellow streamer is going to be there. Good on him. Hayden Cook, the chef, in 12th. Funeral director, 13th in Ryan Nielsen. Clayton Waters in 14th, or Buddy Cam Waters, as our co-commentator Munro wants to say every time he sees his name. The windscreen in 15th, Guy Duff in 16th, Lucas Gurr in 17th in the Mustang, the Frenchman in 18th, Jesse Marshall, John O'Brien 19th and 20th respectively, and Jimmy Park 21st. And that is your final car for the grid, ladies and gentlemen. 21st position for the Park man. Oh, here we go. I cannot wait for this. Top 10 shootout, ladies and gentlemen, is coming your way here at Simsational TV and AK Racing. Don't go anywhere for that. We're going to be back here in a few moments for that. So get your hats on, get your helmets on, get your gloves on, pretend you're driving around the Bathurst circuit for absolutely barnstorming laps coming your way here for the top 10 shootout here at Mt Panorama. This is going to set the grid in the top 10 for the big dance tomorrow. 4 hours coming your way on Sunday. Where do you find that? You just don't find it anywhere else other than Simsational TV. Nonetheless, top 10's coming your way. Let's get to it. I'll be back here at Simsational TV in just a few moments. Go have a toilet break and get those cups of teas filled up. And we'll be back for top 10 in just a hot second.
Mate, I used to run
Suburbs are boring, not much to do. She dreams of flashing lights and someone better than you. And I'm trying to please her, but it all seems wrong. And now she's moving away while I'm getting dragged along. Money ain't much to me.
this really lovely or a waste of my time? At the end of the day, no feelings are worthwhile. Diamonds don't do it for me, but it's getting me some. She says she loves me, I know that she doesn't mean all of me. Wearing high-end clothes, flowering nights, and sipping on her gin. Well, I wish I could be superficial, wish I could be someone's plastic dream. Money ain't much to me, but it's getting her off. Diamonds don't do it for me, but it's getting me some. Money ain't much to me, but it's getting her off. Diamonds don't do it for me, but it's getting me some. When she said she loves me, I know that she doesn't mean nothing. Wearing high-end clothes, powering nights, and sipping on her gin. Well, I wish I could be superficial, wish I could be someone's blind. She says she loves me, I know that she doesn't mean nothing. Wearing high-end clothes, powering nights, and sipping on her gin. Well, I wish I could be superficial, wish I could be someone's plastic dream.
And you've heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Lacono is free to exit whenever he wants, and he's about to do that now. Let's get fired up into qualifying. This is a top 10 shootout, ladies and gentlemen. Holy mackerel. This is pressure point stuff. This is absolutely dead set pressure point stuff here. You don't want to be anywhere else in Australia right now than here at AK Racing and Simsational TV, if you don't mind, for a top 10 shootout. I cannot wait for this. This is incredible stuff. I don't know how these guys go about their warm-ups. They're all doing it in different ways, shapes and forms. Lacono is stopping on the track, and we have got a server issue. My goodness gracious me. Don't we love that at AK Racing? Well, you know what we're going to do? Simsational TV will be back shortly with some more qualifying sessions coming your way in the top 10 shootout. I reckon it's going to be an absolute barnstormer. Once we get it all sorted, server issues are plenty, and it's just one of those things, ladies and gentlemen, and there's nothing we can do about it. But in the grand scheme of things, we'll be back, and I'll let you know when we're here once we go live. Appreciate your patience.
When I think you're wrong, well, tell me what you write when I sing my song. Well, tell me where to live when I don't belong. Hear what you tell me what to do. You got me crazy. That's all I
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back for round 2 of the qualifying. Let's get the music off and let's get racing or qualifying, whatever you want to call it. Been told to perp up in the I guess in the grand scheme of things on the chat, so I will be doing that. And as I said before, Dave Lacono right now will probably be shitting his pants and wanting to be probably going not as hard as a virgin at his first time at a brothel, but maybe just on the border of that. Just on the border. This is a top 10 shootout, ladies and gentlemen. Where would you want to be other than Simsational TV on a Saturday night? I don't know where. Probably right in front of the big 75-inch television screen that you all, I know you do have because you're all millionaires out there. But Dave Lacono puts himself in 10th place. What an absolutely stellar performance in the grand scheme of things for the race tomorrow. He's got a chance to put it on top. And I reckon by the time he gets around the rest of the mountain after warming up these tyres, getting the brakes up to temperature, he will be wanting to put in an absolute rip snorter of a time. And I don't mean just a 2:05, ladies and gentlemen. I mean like a 2:02 something here for Lacono. Him and Bill Kosmarikis are the teammates for the rest of the event that we have got coming your way tomorrow. And look, with Lacono absolutely flying his way around here at the moment, I reckon he will be probably celebrating with a few Uzos tonight with Bill Kosmarikis. The Greek gods themselves are having an absolute ripper of a time here at the mountain, putting it in the top 10. And 10th is the worst case scenario here for Dave Lacono. So look out, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I reckon with the top 10 shootouts, it's one of the best tests of driver interaction, driver stellarness, and also driver focus, because you've got to get in the rhythm. And I tell you what, that is exactly what Dave Lacono is going to do here at this moment. This is going to be fantastic stuff to see. Let's jump on board with him, get it all happening. We're going to chat to Dave as he once he finishes his outlap and finishes that sensational time he's going to get here around Mt Panorama. Let's call it into Hell Corner. Gets that car pointed in nicely, just a little bit here, oversteer here, there, or whatever you want to call it. Flying up the straight. This is going to be insane. I love seeing all of this stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Top 10 shootouts are probably the most funnest part of the thing. Mountain Straight is also a very, very hard corner to get right once you get into Quarry Bend. And he's done it all right here as Dave Lacono. Very, very cautious, but very, very quick, if you don't mind. He's having a good crack here. Gets the car pointed in beautifully. Downshifts to third into second gear. Turns in nicely. Gets that car rotated beautifully. Just a bit of hair of oversteer there on the exit of the corner. He's not going to be too happy with that, but it's not going to affect him too much coming into Reed Park here. Salmon Parks now as we come over into the Great. McPhillamy is coming your way. Exits this corner using all of the exit surface he possibly can between smashing himself against a concrete wall. Flies the car like a Jet 747 over the top of Skyline into the S's here, using all of the circuit he possibly can. Hugs the inside right-hand side into the dipper. Beautiful stuff there from Dave Lacono. This is looking fantastic for a banker lap. He knows that he is on for a top 10 shootout, and this is what all accounts, because there could be disregarded laps here by slapping the walls too hard or coming a proper if you do push the envelope that little bit too far for Dave Lacono, but he's not doing that at the moment. Fifth gear down Conrod Straight. Fantastic stuff into sixth very early. He's going to hit about 275 as he comes under the over the overhead sign there, and looking like a fantastic drive. 300 k's an hour, just ticking over. Brakes at 200, slaps it down from fifth all the way down to second. Points the car in nicely. The car behaviour is looking fantastic here for Dave Lacono. Just a little bit oversteery. Might just touch on the rear camber a bit there for tomorrow. Brakes at the 100-metre board into second. Maybe get into first. No, he sticks it in second. Points it beautifully into Murray's corner. And this is going to be a 2:04.1 for Dave Lacono. What an absolutely fantastic example there of putting it on the limit but not pushing it too far. Let's go and have a chat to Dave Lacono now, if I can get him up in the Mumble server. That was fantastic stuff. Mr. Lacono.
Hopefully it's enough.
Mr. Lacono, that was enough, my mate. That is a fantastic lap. Tell us how you thought.
Yeah, look, it's my first top 10. I've never done one before, but yeah, I 10th place. What can I do? You got to give it what you can, and Yeah, try
Nathan
and
Hughes,
try and make
Bank.
those
Line up at
positions.
pit lane when you're ready.
Mate, that was absolutely fantastic to see. Very measured and very nice. They're all the best for tomorrow in the race. 10th is the worst place you can get. You never know what's going to happen. Just keep your head up, and you and Bill are in for a good chance tomorrow. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Lacono himself. What a fantastic example there of putting his money where his mouth is. And I'll tell you what, speaking of putting his money where his mouth is this guy, Jack Ferguson. He is now on his hot lap and ready to put it above, he would hope, Mr. Lacono there. But what a measured drive there from Dave. That was fantastic to see. And let's see what Jack Ferguson can do in the grand scheme of things. Look at that car behaviour. Just settled beautifully over the top here for Jack Ferguson. It looks like with everything happening on this Volvo, it seems to be very planted over the mid-corner. He flies it across and uses all those curbs. This is Simsational stuff here. What's the behaviour over Skyline Line? Just into the S's, using all of that curb he possibly can here is Jack Ferguson. Into the dipper. Oh, geez, that was close to the inside left-hand curb. Nearly did a Chazzy Mostert there. That was some fantastic-looking stuff there. Jack Ferguson hugging all of these walls tighter than his grandma on death row and looking to make sure he gets himself better than a 204.198 at this point in time. Down Conrod Straight, just hugs the inside line there. He's going to slap it into 6 now. 273, 274, 277, 278. That is some wing off the back of the Volvo. He is flying 297 Ks. Slaps it from 6 down to 2nd gear. This is a cracking lap at the moment here for Jack Ferguson. What's he going to do? Is he going to put it above Dave Lacono here for his outlap? We'll see what happens here. Jack Ferguson now only has to navigate one more corner here. Does he get it turned in beautifully into Murray's corner? He does. Look at that exit oversteer. Just keen on the brakes, on the accelerator there. But that is a 203.661 for Jack Ferguson. Provisional pole for him at the moment. What a stellar moment there for Jack Ferguson. He's looking good. And let's have a chat to Mr. Ferguson, the younger of the two. His old man is giving him a bit of a chat up and a riz up there on the lap. Jack Ferguson, that was a cracker.
Thank you very much. It was pretty stressful for the first time, but just wanted to keep it clean and hopefully set a good time.
Mate, you did well there. You did well, and I
Back
reckon
out and
that's
Pine,
going to
you
be.
boys are up next. Please
That's
proceed
going to be
down
on
pit lane.
for a beating there, I reckon. And keep your head up. You and your old man, Andrew Ferguson, are going to be in the hot seat tomorrow. I can give you the mail. But well done on that top 10 shootout lap, your first one. And you've done very well there. Keep your head up. It's going to be awesome for tomorrow. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, mate.
Here we go. Nathan Hughes is on. And he just binned it. You sort of saw it. He Osama bin Laden that final corner. And then he Osama bin Laden it again into our corner. So I'm not sure what this is going to do for Nathan Hughes. But the Pertec livery looks quick on track. And hopefully he can replicate some sort of lap time in Nathan Hughes to see if he can get himself above where Jack Ferguson and Dave Lacono are at this point in time. Nathan Hughes did warm his tyres up very aggressively there. It sort of replicated what you would see from Shane Van Gisbergen. But on stream, nonetheless, it looks sensational here. Beautiful car behaviour. Oh, geez, he was close to the outside wall there. That was fantastic. Look at the car dancing. Oh, my goodness gracious me. As he came over McPhillamy into Skyline, using all of the circuit available. Those brake rotors are glowing there on the FGX Falcon. Looking like he gets it pointed in nicely for the dip up. We don't know what the time's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, because he's done an outlap and it's all green at the moment. But we only find out once it comes in, crossed up there. Oh, my goodness, into Forest Elbow. That wasn't the ideal line, but it could have helped him because a bit of slip angle on these V8 Supercars definitely helps in the pace department if you can gather it all up. Down Conrad Straight now. Here comes Nathan Hughes flying down 99 kilometres an hour here for Nathan Hughes at this point in time in the top 10 shootout. Can he get it turned in here at that chase? That is a very important corner as well. He looks very good there, very calm. No exit oversteer there for Nathan Hughes in the FGX Falcon. Gets it turned in, pointed nicely here for Murray's corner. What's this lap going to look like for him? We'll find as he crosses the line, and it's into second place with a 203.788. Nathan Hughes looking like he could be on here. And we'll have a chat to him really quickly.
Nice.
Mr. Hughes, that was a hairy way to start a lap, but you gathered it up. You're in second provisionally.
Oh, cheers, mate. I just overthought it coming in, locked up the rears, and round I went.
How's your race pace looking for tomorrow?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm hoping I'll be able to stay up in the top 10, but fingers crossed.
All the best to yourself and the power broker tomorrow, mate. Well done in the shootout. Let's see where it puts you.
Cheers, mate. Love your work.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Eckert now is rounding the final section of Bathurst. And I reckon if he puts a lap together here, he'll be prouder than a honeymooner's dick by the time he gets that lap sorted. And I reckon with the VIP Pet Foods livery, it's a quick one in the past. Chris Eckert here is going to try and replicate that now. And he is starting his hot lap here. He's one shot at the mountain to see where he can put himself in the grand scheme of things for the big dance tomorrow. Chris Eckert, fantastic effort to get into the top 10 shootout. He will be loving every moment of this. The nerves will be creeping. The gloves will be getting a bit clammy under there and maybe a little bit sweaty, but that's okay. That's part of it. That's part of it. That's all of it. Oh, no, he's put in the wall. That's it for Chris Eckert. His lap's done. He's going to complete it anyway. Has he got any steering damage? We'll find out in just a hot second. It doesn't look like it at the moment, but he has succumbed to the pressure of the top 10 shootout lap and absolutely assembled it into the wall. And that's not the way you want to start your lap. You don't want to be putting it into Quarry Bend that hard. He nearly did a Craig Lowndes there, nearly flipped the thing. But Chris Eckert, he's going to continue his lap anyway. Let's call it. You see the car behaviour over there. He's got a very, very nice balanced VF there by the looks of it on board. It just looks settled as he comes across into the S's over Skyline and into the dipper here. Gets it pointed in, turned in nicely. It's still looking pretty good. Still looking pretty good. And that's okay. Chris Eckert will know what to do tomorrow. He'll know that it's playing the long game instead of the top 10 shootout. It gets the best of us, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you what, it got the best of me. I'll give you the hot tip in the grand scheme of things in my top 10 shootout a couple of years ago. But nonetheless, that's okay. Chris Eckert, he might have some wing damage at the moment. Doesn't look like it here. Maybe reaching that 278 mark by the time he crosses underneath the signage there into the final part of Conrod Straight now, and he's looking very, very settled. That hasn't rattled him too much in through the chase here. Did that first section at Quarry Bend where he slapped the wall harder than a drug addict at Revolver here in Melbourne at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night. But nonetheless, Chris Eckert's going to come across the line here. That's going to be a slow lap, but that's okay. He's going to do a 2:06.6. So, bit of trials and tribulations there for Chris Eckert. Nonetheless, he'll be happy with that. Don't you stress too much. It's okay for Flat Biscuit Motorsport. Let's have a chat he did recover well. Very good there by his teammate Clayton Pine. But Chris, that was a whack and a half, mate. I haven't seen anyone slap the wall that hard and get away with it.
I need a Gatorade, Jesus.
Mate, don't worry about that. That was a good recovery still to get it at 2:06 at least after slapping the wall that hard. You two are on for some pace tomorrow. How'd the car balance feel nonetheless?
Just didn't get the fronts up, obviously, and first top 10 shootout, so it was a bit tight, to say the least.
That's all right.
Grant and Asplin cleared a line up
Don't
at pit
stress.
lane.
You, I know you're probably feeling as flat as a shit carter's hat after that sort of behaviour, but nonetheless, it's a big dance tomorrow, mate. And we look forward to seeing yourself and Clayton Pine have a good crack tomorrow. All the best.
Easy. Cheers, boys.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for Jason McFadden to not slap it into Quarry Bend as hard as Chris Eckert just did, and he hasn't done it so far. Very good. Here is a lap of the Gods-esque livery. It's a cracking looking Volvo. I wish they kept this for the whole season. It looks pretty cool. It's on the wrong badged car, but it still looks sensational if you don't mind. And Jason's doing a great job here at the moment. The car behaviour is looking sensational if you don't mind. And with his eyes on the prize is Jason McFadden. He will be pushing it to the limit, but also a very conservative driver. Knows where to point it in and get it turned in. And his top 10 shootout adventures are looking very, very good. Look at the aggression through here. Hugs the inside very, very nicely across Pitfillamy into Skyline. Over the top of the mountain. brakes hard, doesn't lock any brakes there. That's very, very nicely done by himself there and Jason McFadden. Brian is looking from Ireland at the moment. He's in the chat as well and having a good dip here for his cousin in Jason, his younger cousin as well, if you don't mind. They're having a good crack. Gets the car turned in nicely on Forest Elbow, onto the run for down the Conrad Straight. Flying your way down here is insane in real life, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely insane, and it's pretty scary here in a V8 Supercar too. Don't you worry about that. McFadden and Andre Elliott will have a good race car tomorrow, I reckon. Where is this going to put him on the timetables for the top 10 shootout? Gets appointed and braked very nicely into the chase. And sensationally done on the exit. Uses all the track and a bit more there. But finally rounds himself under the OK Racing banner there. Brakes just at the 100-metre board. Gets down to second. He keeps it in second. A lot of drivers keeping it in second here for the final bit. But what is this going to put him in the grand scheme of things? 2:03.4 for Jason McFadden. Ladies and gentlemen, that is provisional pole for the cousin of the famous Irish singer. Wowee. What an absolute barnstorm of a lap. Fair dinkum in the dead set department. That was an absolutely sensational drive there from Jason McFadden. Let's have a chat to him. What a drive there, Jason. That is provisional pole.
Not too bad, eh? Bloody hell. It's a
Not
bit of a
too bad
surprise.
not too
Early
bad
days,
for
though.
his cousin.
Yeah, mate, how many millions do I get for this?
Well, at the moment, you're a 10-time millionaire at the moment. You are $10 million richer.
Let's hope it stays like that, eh?
Yeah. At the moment, you're guaranteed $1 million. It's in what grand
Marston
scheme of
Ferguson
things,
proceeded
it's going to be the next question. How'd the car feel, nonetheless?
Yeah, good, mate, actually. Yeah, tried something different, just tyre pressures and stuff, and clearly it worked out all right for me so far. But yeah, not as fast as my lap to get into the top 10, but hey, still pretty good, pretty happy with that.
Mate, top 10 shootout is where it counts for the big dance tomorrow. Well done. We'll see you on
That's it,
track
mate.
next in the next 24 hours.
Awesome. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Whoa, what a drive there from the man himself. But I'll tell you what, something's going. Oh, where are we? We've got to find Andrew Ferguson. Here he is. Andrew Ferguson is the elder statesman of the Ferguson household, and he is looking to outdo his younger son. Well, his only son, in the grand scheme of things, in the young department. I think he's got an older son as well, but the youngest of the Fergos is out on track, warming up those tyres for now. Oh, this is where it all happens. It's all preparation. It's all in the prep, ladies and gentlemen. Get those brakes up. Get the tyre temperatures up. Have a little bit of a barnstorm around here. Get the feel for the lap. Don't put it in the wall in the out lap. Just get everything in that flow. And that's exactly what you need to do. And if that is all those additions add up to an equal sign, that equals maybe a pole position around here. And I'm loving seeing the Fergmeister have a good crack. He's where he needs to be and where he deserves it to be. And I guarantee you, when it comes to everything in the grand scheme of things, Fergo will be wanting to be right up there with the very best. And the very best is where he shall be. Here for the top 10 shootout, he's going to point it and turn it in nicely, but just getting everything warmed up in sundry. Looking very good. Looking very good at the moment. But let's see what this man can do. Lachlan Grant, we completely missed him. He has come through and done a 2:03.282. The timing tower was doing stupid things to me there. Completely caught me off guard. Lachlan Grant, with his lap, 2:03.2, and that has put him on provisional pole. Let's have a chat to him and see where he can go. Lachlan Grant, where is he? Here he is in Mobile One Racing. Lachlan Grant, well done. Timing tower had a stuff up there, so I missed every part of your lap, but you've put it on provisional pole, mate.
Yeah, I stuffed the last corner there, so, oh well. It's all about
That's
the race
okay.
tomorrow.
That's okay. Out of 10, mate, how'd you feel behind the car?
Pearson Claypole.
Yeah, it was good most of the lap. But yeah, stuffed it at the end, so.
Well done. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. Big dance tomorrow, mate. Keep it going. You and Benny will have a good crack. I'll talk to you then.
Thanks, mate.
Well, with all that confusion, let's see where Andrew Ferguson's coming. He's coming now. He's rounded the first corner. He's coming into turn 2, which is Quarry Bend. He's maintained himself around the outside and done the inside line as well. Andrew Ferguson's car is looking hot under the collar at the moment. Very dancy at this point of time is Andrew Ferguson, but he's going to keep it together He's got the car pointed in first gear around that corner. That was very, very unusual for everyone in Sundry, but he's got it pointed in nicely. Here's Andrew Ferguson. Let's ride on board with him and see what he can do. Car behaviour is looking good here as he comes over the grate. Let's see what he can point it through. Oh, gee, that was good stuff. That was really, really good stuff there from Andrew Ferguson. Look at the car, jacks the front wheel, oversteer, whatever you want. Let's see what he looks like across Skyline here. Oh, geez, that's hairy stuff. He's got the car dancing, but it's dancing in time and dancing online, that's for sure. Andrew Ferguson jacks that front wheel again. He's got a high wheel rate at the front. Guarantee you that in that car, but it's working beautifully here for Andrew Ferguson. Gets the car pointed in beautifully onto Conrod Straight. And let's see what the run does for him. Uses all the exit curb, using all that downward hill momentum that he can possibly get to make sure that he gets maximum time made up here on Conrod Straight. Downforce or no, he's going to be hitting 300 kilometres an hour. And with everyone having a look at this lap, they're probably getting a bit nervous because Lachlan Grant there put it on pole with a 203.282. But Andrew Ferguson could pip him here. He could pip him. Navigates it nicely out of the chase. Just one more corner to navigate. Slaps it down to gears. Maybe second, maybe first. Not too sure. Gets the car brake. Turned nicely. That was a really good exit there for Andrew Ferguson. Where's that going to put him? 202.806. Bang. Straight to the top of the times here for Andrew Ferguson. Look out. Brussels sprout. He is on like Donkey Kong. First guy into the 202s. Let's have a quick chat to the elder statesman of the Ferguson household. What a lap there, Fergo. First guy in the 202s.
Yeah, happy to bank that. A bit stressful, so it went cold a little bit after setting the 201 in normal practice, so happy with that.
Mate, that was cracking drive. You're on like Donkey Kong for tomorrow. Keep it all clean, mean, like you are in the fighting machine department, and we'll see you on track tomorrow. See where it puts you in the top 10.
Sounds great, legend.
Cheers, mate. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, what a stellar lap there from Andrew Ferguson, the first guy into the 202s. And here comes Claypole, our third place qualifier in the qualifying session beforehand, gets his one-shot opportunity here. And this is going to be exciting stuff, I guarantee you. He will be nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs, will James Claypole be. But it's okay. He will be fine, I guarantee you that. And if he manages to put it on pole provisionally, the Claypole household might have to build some new foundations from all the jumping around that the family does, watching him on the stream at the moment. And I reckon when it comes to everyone having a look at how the cars are behaving, the FGX Falcon looks pretty damn planted at the moment. And Claypole is flying, if you don't mind. He is flying at the moment, getting that car turned in and pointed beautifully, using all of the curbs that he possibly can. Sparks flying underneath the car. Tips it into the... Oh, look at that front wheel jack again. Just a bit oversteery there on the exit there through the dip up. Hopefully that hasn't hampered him too much here for James Claypole. Let's ride on board and see where it puts him. That's a beautifully clean exit there onto Conrod Straight. Going to maximise all of this, the slipstream that he possibly can with that wing turned all the way down. I reckon he's running 6 wing here, ladies and gentlemen. See what he can do. Across the top, under the AK Racing Simsational TV banner, flies it in at 300k an hour, flicks that car beautifully, braking hard here is James Claypole. Is he going to get it turned in at the chase? He does. Beautifully done. Just uses all the exit curb. Brandon Pierce is going to be cheering him on in the chat as well. What is James Claypole going to be doing here, ladies and gentlemen? He rounds the final turn here for his hot lap and the top 10 shootout. What time is he going to post up? He is going to post a 202.826. Just a cigarette paper, bee's dick, bee's foreskin, whatever you want to call it, between himself and Andrew Ferguson. Andrew Ferguson has retained pole position for now. But let's ride and go and chat to the old Iron Rod himself. Mr. Iron Rod just missed out on pole position there. Not a cigarette paper between yourself and Fergo.
Yeah, spewing about it. Spewing. But, yeah, the first corner got me there, but hopefully it's enough for PSO to do a decent amount tomorrow in the first stint.
That's fine, mate. You guys will be fine. I can guarantee you that. Well done. Cracking lap. And we'll see you in the big dance tomorrow.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you,
mate.
Well, here comes Alex McEwen, ladies and gentlemen. P2 in qualifying. Second last operator here for the night at the top 10 shootout. And that Polaroid liveried VF Commodore is probably the best looking car on the grid, I would say, in terms of the retro liveries. Love that. Who doesn't love a Polaroid? That'll take many of us back to our times when life was simpler before smartphones and digital cameras and stuff. And Alex McEwen will be wanting to pip that time of Andrew Ferguson with a 202.806. With a 201 something, I would say here for Alex McEwen. Anything above a 202 won't be at the par for his standards. But that Polaroid VF Commodore is looking fast. Look at all of the track he uses. He nearly clipped that concrete barrier where Greg Murphy and Marcus Ambrose came together infamously. But he hasn't done that now. And he is flying across the top of the mountain. Here is Alex McEwen. Fantastic to see this VF Commodore. Look at that car behaviour. Just using every single possibility of that track he can use. Flies it over the top of Silman Park into McPhillamy here. That is a cracking looking line there. Just hugging that inside curb. Not using the outside curbage there. Just using a little bit more track than everyone else over the S's into the dipper here. Jacks that front wheel off the ground. Exit. It was stellar there from Alex McEwen, looking very controlled and calm and collected here at the moment. Let's ride on board with him down Conrod Straight. Now, a bit of oversteer, just a touch. That's probably the slip angle rather than a bit of oversteer there for Alex McEwen. He's flying at the moment here. This is a cracking drive so far. Is it going to pip Andrew Ferguson off the top step of the qualifying times at the moment? We'll only know in about 40 odd seconds time here. Alex McEwen, 299, 301 kilometres an hour there on the dashboard. Well, shifts down all the way to second gear. Gets the car turned in beautifully there. Not a hint of oversteer. The car just balanced beautifully there. Short shift to third. Fourth gear into fifth. Maybe. Just rev limits in third. Slips it down to third into second. And into first gear for the final corner of the track. What's this going to do for Alex McEwen? Straight into the 202 dead. Just above the birdie position, I would say there. Cigarette paper between getting into the 201s there for Alex McEwen. What a stellar lap there from him. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Alex McEwen will be happy with that. Alex, what a cracking lap there. Just missed out on the 201s.
Oh yeah, I saw the time come up right as I crossed the line, and it was so close. But honestly, I can't complain. That's plenty good enough for me.
How's your race pace for tomorrow in the setup department? Looking good?
Pretty confident, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wish you and Alex and Nick Mello all the best. I always get you two mixed up, I don't know why. For tomorrow, I will see you then.
Cheers, mate.
And our last competitor for the top 10 shootout is starting his flying lap, Matthew Cotter. Wowee, what a time this guy set in the practice area. 2 minutes dead, ladies and gentlemen, with a 0.8 of a second in front of it. So nearly a 201, but a 2 minute something, like you just nearly can't pick that sort of pace. That's alien level stuff. And this guy has been in a ZB. If you've been a seasoned watcher of Simsational TV or a member of AK Racing, you know he's a ZB specialist. But the Falcon is just shooting him down to the ground. The co-commentator Chris Munro said Matthew Cotter in a FGX Falcon. Now I've seen it all. Well, I guarantee you he's dead set right. And these guys just find little things in different cars that suit them. They're all the same. But it's okay because Matt Cotto is looking very comfortable at the moment. Still going to hang the arse end out like he used to do in his ZB Commodore. Oh, he's hit the wall. He's hit the wall, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to hurt his rear end in the downforce department, but it hasn't unsettled him for the rhythm of the lap at the moment. Matt Cotter is pushing hard. Absolutely dead set. Locking front brakes, rear brakes, nearly losing it through the S's into the dipper. Oh, this is a shocker of a lap from Matt Cotter. He has binned it. And absolutely binned it. Is he going to be able to beat Alex McEwen's time? I don't think so. He's lost all momentum and rhythm there too. He's just off the line there. This could be disaster. It's going to probably hand Alex McEwen a pole position for the big dance tomorrow on a silver platter. We don't know because the timing tower isn't telling me much at the moment, but didn't look too comfortable over the top of the mountain and down the mountain, if you don't mind. Matt Cotter putting all of his eggs in one basket and just sending him. And I think it just came to his detriment there. But it's a big race tomorrow. He got it turned nicely there into the chase. That's okay. Nice car behaviour on the exit there. A little bit of oversteer coming under the bridge. Slaps it down into the final downshifting section of the track. Final turn of Bathurst. What's this going to put him in the times department? Let's see as he crosses the line here. 202.686. So he did lose a fair bit of time there to Matt Cotter. But Alex McEwen is our pole position getter at the moment. We'll have a quick chat to Matt Cotter himself quickly. Matthew, just a bit out of rhythm there as you circumnavigated the top section of the mountain.
Yeah, disappointed with that one. Clipped the inside curb and that left-hander, and that threw me off for the rest of the lap, basically.
Well, you've still guaranteed yourself second place there tomorrow. The front row on the grid, not a bad place to be next to your old compatriot there in Alex McEwen and Nick Mallow. So Fabian's in your teammate, Fabian Fitness, is going to have to battle Nick Mallow there for the lead. It looked very good. The car looks very settled for the both of you, so I'm glad to see it. Final thoughts for tomorrow. What is the race winning strategy going to be?
Oh, more throttle than brake and hope for the best, basically. But yeah, massive shout out to Fabian. He, with his time alone, would have got us in the top 10, so that's impressive work by him.
Yeah, can't agree more. You guys are a hot favourite for tomorrow's race. Keep it clean, keep it mean, guys, and well done. Second place is not a bad place to be, and wish you all the best for the event tomorrow.
Thanks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a top 10 shootout to behold. And I guarantee you, not a lot of people would have predicted that outcome. I reckon everyone would have put $5 million on Matt Cotter to absolutely blitz the field with 2 minutes dead in the practice department. But he stuffed it up, put it in the wall, 202.686. Alex McEwen has been given the chockies and will march his way all the way down to the bank to get a fake $1 million check here off AK Racing for his pole position in the top 10 shootout at Mt Panorama for the 4 hour tomorrow. But this guy, he is your winner for the session. And it's great to see a VF Commodore on the front row. Really, really nice livery as well. And that is the man who you will see on the front row, right next to the guy we just saw on track in Matt Cotter and Fabian Fitness. Nick Mallow will be driving the car tomorrow to start it. So that name right there is going to be the one that will be starting off pole position. Very, very high amounts of pressure for Nick Mallow, but he's generally a cool, calm and collected customer under the hood. And Matt Cotter still running around at the moment. He will be with Fabian Fitness tomorrow for that race. But this is your top 10 shootout grid, ladies and gentlemen. Alex McEwen and Matt Cotter will start tomorrow's race off the front row. Andrew Ferguson and James Claypole will be right behind them off row 2. Lachlan Grant, Jason McFadden, row 3. Jack Ferguson, Nathan Hughes off row 4. And then Chris Eckert and Dave Lacono off grid 5, or row 5 to be exact. What a cracking job from the both of them to be in the top 10. They've beaten some quick drivers of Lacono and Chris Eckert. So that's where it is. But nothing counts until the checkered flag is waved tomorrow. And that is what we are all looking for. And I cannot wait. It's going to be live tomorrow from 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in here at Simsational TV for that. Loving every single moment I'm with you guys. My co-commentator Chris Munro will be in. We'll have special guests coming your way throughout the stream too. We've got some celebrities coming through, and we won't let you know who they are until they pop up on your stream. So if you are a viewer, you're going to be in for a treat tomorrow. We'll be back with all of our banter, innuendos, excellent skills in the grand scheme of the department. And it is a long way to go tomorrow. 4 hours of solid, hard racing. There are so many gents out there who are absolutely dead set capable of putting on a performance to win. But the mountain will always strike hard. And we all know that from real life racing. And it does definitely do that here in sim racing. We're going to have safety cars. We're going to have blue flags. We're going to have yellow flags. We're going to have damaged cars. We're going to see a lot of different strategies tomorrow. And personally, I can't wait for that. It's going to be absolutely dead set fantastic in the fair dinkum department. But for now, it's good night. We are done. That is your grid for tomorrow. Keep it in the bank. Alex McEwen is your pole position and top 10 shootout winner. What a drive from him. And I cannot wait. Thank you very much for joining in and seeing all the action here for qualifying at AK Racing and on Simsational TV Live. I'm Zach O'Reilly, and Chris Munro will always be himself. He will be back in the box tomorrow. But for now, it is goodbye for now, and we will see you in less than 24 hours' time for the 4 hour special here at AK Racing. Can't wait to be with you all. Catch you then.